Man, God make you to be the protector of the woman. That is why God created you. God not create you say, this strength when he give you to the protect woman, he give you, may use that to beat the woman die. And you as a woman, if you dey inside marriage, husband come raise the hand, naki, they gonna say, hey, I want to do the marriage, I want to do the children, I want, waiting people go talk. They know they use shame, they eat poison. As we fall, like goats decline. For inside marriage, not be only you go the taste as a woman and say, hey, make the marriage work now, make the marriage work now. Now, hand will wash hand, now they make hand clean. Hand will wash hand, now they make hand clean. If this hand, no one help this hand, the hand will do like that. The hand will do like that. So if you as a woman, the man they beat you for inside marriage, they can't raise the hand, knock you for inside marriage, I will advise you. Marriage is not for better for worse. Marriage is for better for best. I repeat myself, marriage is not for better for worse. Marriage is for better for best. It's not about getting married. It's about you being happily married. Happily married. And your peace, you must protect it at all costs. Some people they say marriage, they will marry you, you will fight for your papa ass. You will come husband ass, you will they try. Make frustration, the man won't kill for his ass. You don't go come up for the marriage. Then when the man don't do finish, you go call play a quick for you. Quick the rain now.
Of course I fucked up. Who never fuck up, hands in the air?
Babe, I'm sorry. Just tell you say I'm sorry. Then you, Akpa. Based on say, brass and you wash plate. And that one had to turn your head. You know say that one be your key. Not come up for inside there, protect your life first.
Run.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening.
Problem. Another problem.
Name is Asitonka Agri Abba and channel is called Acid Darling because I'm such a darling.
Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Acid Darling. Thank you guys so much for clicking once again. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. First of all, I have to just say, like, your girl has been sick. Like, I've been down. I'm sure it's Micah. Micah gave me this malaria. I've been down, but please forgive me. I've not been able to leave the house, and that's why I'm doing this in my room. Thank you. First of all, thank you to all of you that reached out with different stories. I've not been able to read all, but I've made some calls and we are speaking directly to FIDA. For those of you that don't know, FIDA is like an organization that has female lawyers, because it's not enough for us to keep talking about this story without taking action. So there's FIDA in Port Harcourt, there's FIDA in different states. I know also Abuja. So if you know anybody that is going through this, please reach out to FIDA. If you're currently, maybe the person has not left the house, reach out to FIDA so that they can plan the way to defend you and also make sure you have custody for your kids. And also because there are different organizations now that are reaching out and sharing voices for startup employment for women that are living these kind of situations. And as the time progresses, I'm going to find all those informations and share with you. So today I just got like the sad report up on the internet about the children of Osinachi. And you know, I recently posted, I think yesterday, that the husband used to ask them to stomp on her. Like, as bad as that is alone, asking your children to stomp on your wife. So this report, they actually now interviewed the kids, and my daddy said beating women is good. It's always important, please, before you marry, know the kind of mindset that person has. And funny enough, this guy is a pastor, because what's written here is Pastor Peter Nwachukwu, that's the husband of late Osinachi, has polluted the mind of his children, telling them that beating women is good. In a chat with the firstborn, the boy gave a graphic ordeal of what his mother has been going through with his father and how he beats her up in any little argument. He said his dad pushed the mom out of the car at night after Wednesday service. It is not enough to go to church 1,000 times. I think my last video I was telling people of an elder that beat his wife to death. In fact, the day he beat her to that she was hospitalized, they gave her, that's the day they gave him elder position. And now you're seeing somebody that is a pastor. Where is he coming back from? Not beer parlor. He's coming back from Wednesday service, and he pushed his wife. Listen, I personally know a pastor that beats his wife to pulp. She will use hair to cover her eye. They will show up. They will do anointing service. People will fall under the anointing. This is the pain that this lady was going through, as graphic as it is. Let me continue. After Wednesday service, the bad boy snatched my mom's bag that night, and how my mom got home that night, we can't tell because my dad left her. You left your wife to the mercy of, imagine if they snatched it, they raped her, they killed her. Like, that's not your, in fact, he will be the one to cry the most. In fact, he will be the one to sit there where people will shower him with gifts. It's not every person that is crying and shouting when they kill their spouse that is innocent. Some of them, it's not because her own case, she's popular. But every one of us knows somebody in one corner that has no name, no voice. When this kind of thing happens to them, the husband she is survived by her grieving, bereaved husband. You don't know he's the one that killed her. Let's continue. Say, people dashed my mom 2 cars, and the boy was pointing to 2 cars outside. He said, but my dad at times would tell my mom to take bike while we enter the car. I was so angered when I heard this thing. I don't know if it's the illness that is making me extra angry, or I was so annoyed. You tell your wife that brought the blessing to take bike while you drive the children in the car. Even when we're coming back from church, my mom will stand under sun, will drive past her and wave her. Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to understand what church people mean by being your brother's keeper. Because I'm sure that when people dash people cars, especially in church, you see them dash her. If you're a church member, you see this woman standing under sun and her children in the car waving and passing her, and you're there. You people have, unless it's not most of us are in churches. We have men's leader, women's leader, the prayer. So all of you, I'm not talking of head pastor now, none of you can call this man to order. Then what's the point? Why people going? Sit in the house and use your phone and attend service. Use internet and sow seed. You don't need to be there. What's the gathering? What's the, hey, I was glad when they said to me, let's go to the house of the Lord. That is the gladness that is there. It's gone. It's gone. Those places are like fraternities now. You're more obsessed with keeping up an image. Whereas the members are dying. There are some churches that if you even leave the church, maybe because of something you don't like, they'll tell the members not to talk to you again. And that's they excommunicate you. Is that not a cult? Let's continue. Say, my dad told us beating women is good. My mom will always keep quiet. She always forgave. Now she's dead. But we are happy that my dad has been arrested because he shouts on us and beats us. I want to say this, I know, like, I really appreciate those of you that have been open in the comment section with what you went through in your own homes. I just want to say, like, especially for those that came out from homes that were violent. Statistically, it is hard to give birth to a girl, and the father will tell the girl to beat the mother. Statistically. If I'm wrong, please comment. Because is it not the children that will be crying? There are some boys that even somebody commented that her brother at a young age will be separating adult fights. Yes. Children are crying. The children are always wailing, stop it, daddy, stop it. Not that kind of thing, like the children are crying. But why is it that in this kind of situation, we're hearing these reports that he gave them cane to flog them, to flog the mother? See, I'm going to be very honest. If you, because I know that as unfortunate as this thing is, this is not going to be the last time. If you're watching this, you know somebody that is watching this, because thankfully a lot of people were in my comment section saying they're sharing my videos. I really appreciate you people. If you're watching this, I'm going to be speaking to you directly now, not every other person that is not in your shoe. If you have children like this that are beating you, please leave that house, leave them there. Go first. Save yourself first. I'm going to be doing a video about why they can't go. because it might seem like it's easy for us to stay here and say go, 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 go. So I want to do a separated video about why it is hard for them to go. Even with these things we are saying, even with the fact that today as I'm shooting this video, I just put on the community post that somebody was poisoned by her husband. Even with everything happening, a typical Nigerian woman treats divorce worse than death. Divorce, the same people that, in fact, if they see a single person, it's like, why are you wasting your life? All these things you're following career, you're following this, that is nonsense. You must marry. People are rushing into the wrong hands because of take your time. It seems like those of us saying take your time, it's like, I beg you, you're leading them astray. This is the reason. This is the reason. I did a whole series in the month of March, and some we talked about people that had to leave their marriages, and they talked about the reasons why they left. Just as this thing is coming, more people are coming up. There's a particular actress, her name is Chioma Topolis, and she was like, she thought, in fact, this is what she said. She said, I thought we're the only ones that had a useless father. He's also an elder in church. It's like that position of elder is given to wife beaters. It's like that position, that elder position, we have to investigate it. He said he's also an elder in church. We're in the same boat. My mother left my father too for many reasons. Laziness, cheating, beating. In fact, everything was bad. Do you know what? She's the winner because she left her life. I grew up wondering what the hell made my mother marry such an awful man. I won't even attend his burial, even if I'm in Nigeria, not to talk of crying. Except my elder brother, and he'll be buried at the corner of the house. This is your own child. I don't know the game, because I see that we have lots of men joining in. I want to really appreciate the men that are on the channel. If you see a man that doesn't have a very good relationship with his mother, that's a red flag. If you see a man that can beat his mother, that's a red flag. I don't know what you're doing in that relationship. We talked about red flags. It almost seems like the month of March, God was using that month to prepare us. With the amount of information, the whole month of March, I did a video every single day. And for each video, there was something that had to do with this thing. Talked about red flags, because you will see it. There's also a particular lady I'm going to be, I pray, like, see, guys, I'm struggling. I refuse to take the Actifed because I know it will make me sleepy. I said I should finish this video first. I will edit it. Probably I will now sleep off. The reason I'm going to be doing that lady's video separately is because in her case, it was 1 week to her wedding. It was bad. This man will bellow to her. She will be shaking. Well, they have chosen her. They have paid for things. If not that God told her, see, you will die, you. There are many people that see these signs, but you go on and plan a wedding. You go on and bring children. It's better you save yourself. Leave society. Society that will judge people that give birth via CS. Is this society that will have something good about? Now all of them are shouting. Why don't you leave? The same people that will judge you. The same people that will say you cannot hold mic because you left your husband's house. You cannot lead praise. You have to stay at the back. You have to wash toilets. Church people lie. That there are churches that do not have sanctions for women like this. They will tell them to go and wash toilets. They will tell them to sit at the back and tie their hair. They will tell them to be coming to church every day to pray. Because this is like a sin. That's why a lot of people, because they feel like their gift is singing, they don't want to do anything that will make people bring them down from there because of shame. I'm singing in a big church. If people see that I'm not up there again, it's shameful. To leave the church now, I'm afraid because I'm in a church where if I leave them, they will tell everybody to turn against me. I'm afraid. What is this? Are we in the house of God? Abi what? What is this? Another lady wrote, they said, I'm going to be putting these slides. My father was an elder in church. That is why I told people that this position, we have to investigate. If you're a church person here, go back and reinvestigate all the elders. I feel like the position of the church is to make sure that everybody that is holding an authority, a position, go back and run investigation on how they are in the family. Let them not put your church in trouble. Every pastor, go and do investigation. If we will do investigation for somebody who will marry, why are the churches lazy? Go and investigate all your pastors. If he's beating his wife, immediately strip him of all the positions. That's what you should do. Why are people covering? Because of money. Some people because of money. Let's continue. Say my father was an elder in church, a proper elder. At home, he was a wife beater. He once beat my mom with wooden plank, with nails, tore her arm, blood and everything. He died 9 years ago. I still haven't cried. Thanks to everybody that commented, but she left him before he passed. She's thriving now. So in her case, her mom was able to leave before the husband passed. Imagine living all these things you're doing in life, marrying, having children, and still you want to be a violent person. You die, your child, 9 years, your child has not cried. You're gone. So the memory of the righteous is blessed. You know what's more upsetting for me is Osinachi's children, the amount of therapy they will need. Oh my goodness. I've said this thing before. I did a video and I talked about the impact of divorce on kids and how it affects them. And when I did that video, I said it is better you watch than for you to go and enter place now and be giving birth to 5,000 children and then you put scatter. Watch, because there's nothing that is sudden. There's nothing that is sudden. In that video, I cited my secondary school. I said, I noticed, because I boarded for 6 years, I noticed that when people come back home and their parents are divorced, they become mean. They start flaunting school rules. They become aggressive, especially boys. Girls are not like boys. Girls are more emotional. If you look at a family that is separated, everybody has different emotions. Some are hardcore. They're not just send. Some are crying every night. Some will use that one to hate men or hate women, as the case may be if it's a male. If you look at a family, you cannot say that in this family everybody is going to have the same reaction. No, everybody has different reactions. That is why I said be careful, because when you're running into this marriage simply because society is pushing you, you might set up your children for a lifetime of therapy. Imagine this is the remembrance they have of their mother. A lifetime of therapy. These children will imagine now that boy grows up without therapy. He becomes that because it's something that formed in his brain. He begins to beat women. Just imagine. Imagine you watching this thing and saying, as an outsider, you're sitting in your home, you're hearing me now. Please, please seek help. Go to police station and sit down. If they don't help, see, there are people that will help you. Go to feeder. If you do not have, just go to feeder. Some of you, your phones have already been tracked, so you have to be mindful with what you type on your phone. We are talking reality now. You have to be mindful with the calls you make. You have to be very mindful. Go to feeder. Talk to somebody there. Seek help. We don't, because the truth is, even though we are so far away from you, we don't want you to just be statistics. Not everybody will have this amount of media coverage that Osinachi is having. It's because of the kind of person she is. Not everybody will have. Some people will just be statistics. We don't want you to be statistics. Seek help. So somebody went to react to a tweet that Osinachi's pastor's wife had written in 2018. Dr. Becky Paul Enenche, she wrote in that tweet, never make divorce an option at all. The stress you put your children through may affect them for the rest of their life. Most wayward children and rough children are a product of divorced home. So shine your eyes before you say I do. Now this is exactly the thing I said. Like as if she knew. This is 2018. That's why I said the spirit is one. I did a video and say the effect on that video. I was saying the effect of divorce on kids, and I said try not to make it an option. That is why, because you don't want that to be an option, shine your eye before you enter. If it gets to become an option, you can leave. But there's no point entering like the Red Sea with your eyes open simply because of what society will say. You already know this marriage will not work, but you've shared card. So what? You've invited people, you've paid her. So what? What's the cost? What's the cost of your life? I think that people going back to this tweet she made in 2018 is taking things out of context. Yes, right now everybody's boiling, but the truth is there's nothing that she said here that is a lie. Don't make it an option because we don't want you to make a mistake. So before you even get to the point where you don't make it an option, look where we did red flags video. Don't enter. Oh, he has hot temper. He beats his mother. He do this. We are telling you red flag, red flag. Don't enter, don't enter. You enter now. And now you say, but wait, you are now saying that we should not make it an option. But we told you the red flags to watch. This is so painful. I said, please, if it gets to that point, don't even wait for divorce. Divorce in Nigeria, please, if you're a lawyer, let me know why divorce in Nigeria takes so long. See Cora and her husband. Is it not how many seconds? I mean, how many weeks? Divorce is final. Some other people, I think Lily and James, they just finalized. They're like, why is it that in Nigeria, some people have been pursuing divorce for 4 or 5 years? In fact, some judges will say, my friend, go and settle with your husband. I don't understand. Please, if you're a lawyer and you understand this, let me know. I don't understand it. This is really wrong. We should be looking out for our people. And don't even wait for divorce. Separate first. Even if you don't want to divorce at all, separate. You can separate for 5,000 years. The main thing there is that you don't go back. Separate. Save your life. Save your life. Your children can only cry for you. It's like people are not. I think a lot of people can be petting you that, hey, don't worry, you can still be. See, sis will cry just few days. Every small time, maybe your birthday, you can cry and just, when you're gone, you're gone. With every month and every passing year, we begin to forget you. You become a memory. That is what it is. If you just go and die like that, that's what it is. And now people were writing in my comment section, as you know, it's not easy. Most of these people refuse to go, and they used to enable. So I'm going to take this angle. I personally know, this is why I said initially in the video, that sons are more likely to be used as instruments against their mother in a violent marriage. I personally know there's one of my friends, her name is Thelma, Adventures by Thelma. She also has a YouTube channel. She reported, in fact, that night that it happened, husband was moving on, I think East West Road, those of you that know Port Harcourt, and they were flagging for him to come and pick somebody. She was butchered. Her ear was open, was seeing head. Here was cut, neck, butchered in her sleep by her husband. It's the boys, her children, her sons that carried her into your mother's blood is rubbing all over. She died, of course. You think that is the shocking part? That's why you watch the next video. Guess what? Her family came out with his family saying, no, they don't want police case. That who will take care of the boys? That then they should just forgive and forget. The boys have only him now. Let them forget that they are not going to hold him. This is the same family you are ashamed of. Hey, my father said if I leave, he's shame, his title in the village. This is it. This is it. That they killed your daughter and you went to communicate with the murderer that, hey, don't worry, all is forgiven, please, let's not, she have already died, let him take care of the children. When I heard that, the children say he just came into, oh Jesus, hold on. He just came into the house that night, brought machetes. This woman was sleeping. Oh Jesus Christ, how are we marrying monsters, God? In her sleep. She died from her sleep. Just like that. And we have women that are enablers, people that are addicted. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. We are saving you now. You say, hey, you should mind your business. After all, it's not your business. You just used to beat me only 3 days in a week. We are talking now. It's like, please, oh, it's enough, I beg. Let's say every other thing. Those that watch my YouTube channel know that this week I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing business videos. I've even short some, giving you business ideas, business tips. But this is a serious matter. How are we going to just brush it aside? If it's your sister, would you like that we just forget about it and start gisting on another thing? In fact, today I was supposed to release the fake Bianca slap video and all those things. That is not the issue on ground. We can't let this die like that. This is like, God is just helping somebody that is watching this, that is going through this. Elongation of this exposure is to help you. This is a sign, oh. Run, oh. I don't know what else to say. And then for women that are in relationship, because my sister used to work in an NGO that also partners with FIDA. She said, oh, Jesus. Some women, I've said this before in one video. You're in a relation, you're in a marriage. This marriage that we carry like gold. In fact, just your highest punishment in this life is for you not to have married. It's like, God, does God even like this one? She's in the relationship, her husband is molesting all their children. All. And beating her. So if you think the beating is even one, beating is a level. He's molesting all the kids. And he's beating up their mother. Guess what? They came, FIDA came. Because I want to give you a realistic upload. Don't think that this help has not been there. Fida came, she said, no, nothing like that happened. They had to forcefully, we have childcare in this Nigeria, we have to forcefully take the children for tests. The little girl, hand can enter into her private. Hand. Tiny baby. She had staphylococcus, different things. Her own daughter. Because the shame of living a marriage. You are enduring beating and he's still molesting your children. In fact, yesterday I put a clip where Mr. Jollof was talking about people that they don't want salvation. Even this pastor's wife I referred to that will beat her and cover her eyes. She has brothers. So they beat her and still it's like, why are you still there? You don't want salvation. People are coming to rescue you. You say no, they should leave you there. And tomorrow you're shocked that we're using your study. Because the truth is, when you're dead, you can't even watch our videos and see that we are telling you, hey, yeah, that woman died. You can't, it's gone. When you're dead, you're gone. As much as we love you, that's why I said, initially I'm like, it even became a motto. Don't advise married people, no. You know how these people can be. But your family. We outsiders, we have to be careful. It's not that we in church now. I'm not blaming church members in general. I'm just saying that for those of you that are placed in authority, where I don't necessarily need to like the men's leader, but if he says men wait behind for service, you get, as a man, you wait. You don't need to like him. It's just authority. So we expect that as you're placed in that place of authority, you can at least say a word to somebody. Write to the pastor and say, see what I observed. I think this brother should be called to order. I think this pastor should be called to order. That's your place. That's your place. It's not about minding your business. That's not the time to mind your business. It's not like a sanctuary keeper. Sanctuary keeper, go and report to men's leader. Write a note to the pastor. Because what we need to be seeing now is evidence. If you people write and bring out evidence that see what I sent pastor 3 years ago, he refused to do anything. Let pastor bring out evidence that see what I told this woman to do 5 years. Because a lot of people have been writing. They begged her to leave. She said no. That the church is against divorce. Can we stop preaching those kind of sermons? The church is also against, if you read Old Testament Bible, you can't wear cloth with 2 threads. Are we not doing it? There are many things. Don't do your hair. Don't wear this one. Don't wear. Are we not doing it? How can we do some and leave some? Please, I beg you. See, with all my body broken, like my eye, you can see like my eye is closing. I beg you in the name of God, seek help. Seek help. I can do several videos. I can talk and talk and talk. They'll be like, why is this on the phone talking? What is her business? I beg you. Seek help. If you're a child, for those of us that went through this type of thing, we need therapy. I see, that one is since I was small now, my dear, you need therapy. I think there's this betterhelp.com that you can check and talk, just talk to somebody. There are many of us that are afraid of marriage because of that. Many of us are afraid of men because of that. It's a stigma. It's a stigma. Don't allow the sins and the crime of your father to hold you back. It's a stigma. Talk to somebody. Get help. Don't talk to fake people. Talk to somebody. Talk to people that have sense. For those of you that are in churches that you're seeing, because this is my problem with some churches and some church members. You are seeing the reaction of a church. This will teach you, for those of you that are still sitting down in some fake churches. Now this Osinachi thing has blown up. I'm sure that several Sunday services and Bible study, some pastors will make comments. Watch the comment of that your G. It will tell you if you should vacate that church or you should sit down there. Because if it happens to you, you'll be statistics. Watch their comments. Watch the body language. Watch the body language, because some of you don't learn. Somebody will come out and say, Pastor molested me. You go still in the church. Another chorister will come, Pastor molested me. You're still in the church. The day it happens to you, you come out again. How many times are we going to shout justice for people in the same church? Wisdom is profitable to direct. If it's not directing, it's not wisdom. You're not a wise person. If we must do anything in Christianity, let's go back to the basics now. Love God, love your neighbor. Love, joy, peace, kindness. Let's go. Don't speak in tongues. Let's leave down. That's far. Let's do the one for babes. I've passed the level of babes. I now eat bone in the Lord. Drop the bone. Go back to milk. Let's go back to milk. Let's read the scripture like we just found Christianity today. Because it seems like over knowledge is the one that is messing with some of you. going to read that the Bible now said that, hence, this is our cup of suffering. Pastor Newman, I still carry you for mind. Just pray. Just pray that I don't pass you one day, because I must definitely tell you, this might be her cup of suffering. I don't understand. Cup? Suffering? You think that this was the only thing she was going through? I know a lot of people are like, don't blame the pastor, don't blame religion. That's why I told people, no Bible for yourself. Oh. The pastor will preach to you Monday to Friday. Everything you still go back and ask him. Berean Christians, you collect the word. You go back and you search the scripture. If there was COVID, will you not pray? You don't know where prayer day. You don't know where God day. Why are you acting like it's only through pastor that you get sense? You don't know where God is. Oh, they will ban me from the church. Go to another church. Sit in your house. There's some of us that I will not even lie. I stopped going to church for many years because of the experience I had. I just found God for myself. Oh. I don't want to know any pastor. Don't know my name. The day you know my name, I'll leave your church. I just want to go there, listen to word and go. Because the truth is, there's an experience you get. You have to learn. You have to learn. That over familiarity, and how would you get to the point of lead soloist? And this kind of thing is happening to you. You don't have sense to say, hey, please, it's not about position. Because the truth is, if this happened to a floor member, it's easy for the person to take a decision and leave. If you don't get anything in this video, get this. If you're a child that has gone through this, please seek help. Please seek help. Just talk to somebody. Express yourself. If you cannot talk to somebody, start reading book. Just pray. Just tell God to calm your heart down. Just pray. For those of you that are firstborns, I want to personally plead with the firstborns in this kind of situation. Not the last alone. The firstborn becomes the mother. If you're a female, you begin to take care of children. You begin to watch out for them. It's not easy. It's not easy. God strengthens you. Please seek help. Sometimes when you give and give so much, you don't even know that you're getting empty. You're getting frustrated. You're getting depressed. You don't know because you're used to giving. You wake up, I need this, I need... Everybody's depending on you. And you're only a child. You did not grow up like a child. You grew up as a parent. Please. Just know that God sees your heart. Don't beat yourself up. Please seek help if you need help. Please. For those of you women that are in this situation, please contact FIDA. FIDA. Contact FIDA. Start talking to somebody. I know it is tough. Just reach out to somebody. Take the first step, please. Whatever Stockholm syndrome and everything, please take the first step. Relatives, I know that she said you should remove your mouth from her husband's business or whatever. Time the day that he's not there, drag her out. Talk to her. Shake her. In fact, call FIDA and send them to the house. Any day you just have an inkling that this is what this man is doing, call FIDA, call police, send them to the house. You can call them anonymously. Please, save somebody. There's no point seeing your sister in a casket. There's no point. Oh, bring her back. There's no point. There's some people that are better off being third wife of one chief in one corner than to be in that your marriage. You see, you're better off being single and just walking around, happy and alive, looking at your children, traveling. Even if the travel is to Benin, travel to Warri, just living life. For those of you that are stuck because of money, understand that personally I'm speaking with some people. If there are ways that we can start raising funds, crowdfunding, for women that need to know that, see, there's a supply of fund if you need to leave this kind of situation, just like a startup. So even when I'm doing the businesses that, the video that I said I was going to do about businesses, you can start with 100K. Please look at those businesses, because 100K is easy to get. You know, don't feel fear. If I leave this house, what would I eat? You know, and all those things. Please seek help. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I remain your girl, Asidali. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as usual. Please check out my other videos and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.